Welcome to Lawyers Who Care, the video show podcast that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. And on each episode, we will meet a new lawyer and they will share stories of where they went beyond legal counsel for the benefit of their client. My name is Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth, an award-winning wealth management firm for lawyers, law firms, and their clients. And let's applaud Lawyers Who Care and learn from them. Today, my guest is Andrew Wu of the Wu Law Firm. Andrew is located in Philadelphia, PA. Andrew, I apologize for the Mets win last night over the Phillies. And Andrew practices immigration law. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
And so tell us about your law firm, Andrew. What brought you to the firm, or excuse me, what brought you to the law and your firm specifically?
So my first job out of law school was it was during the like the 08, 09, recession period. It was, and I wanted to do something in the community-based with the community, do some sort of legal services helping the community. The first position I found was at a law firm, small size law firm, doing immigration defense for individuals who are in immigration court and facing deportation, trying to get and so I did a lot of work trying to defend immigrants from deportation. I did that for 3 years before I branched out and started the Wu Law Firm, and very much with the same community, helping immigrants, some that have documentation in the country, some that do not, but regardless, helping them try to get help, the services they need, getting permanent residency, getting permission to work in this country.
And what are some of the challenges and some of the opportunities, if you branched out 3 years in, what are some of those? What was that like for you?
Well, I quickly had to feel very comfortable speaking Spanish and listening to Spanish. So much of course, the immigration is coming from Central America, South America. Good thing is my wife is, from Central America. I was able to. She's from Costa Rica, and she's Chinese as well. And so I felt like, yes, being able to bridge that gap, really understand, what it's like to be a citizen, not just of America, but of the world. It really helped me gain perspective of what the challenges, a lot of immigrants, undocumented as well, that they're going through, right? The economic hardships and and just a lot of the political instability that maybe a lot of other Americans take for granted.
And when we first started chatting earlier today, you had mentioned that you had a great client story. Would you like to share that with us?
Yes, of course. So one of my main roles is to represent immigrants in immigration court. The government, the Homeland Security, is let's say charging them with not being here legally or being not admitted to the states. So I need to think of ways that file for applications of relief. The government only issues a certain amount of visas every year for immigrants in this type of this kind of status. So one of them is called cancellation of removal. For people who don't have documents, and you have to prove that they have been in the country for more than 10 years, that they have good moral character, they have qualifying relatives like U.S. parents, spouses, or kids, and most importantly, you have to show that if they were to be deported, their family would suffer extreme hardship. Unusually extreme hardship. And so at first we were thinking, it's the 3 kids, right? The 3 kids are American citizens. We were so focused on that. One aged out because these cases take forever. So one actually became he went to Michigan for engineering school. We were like, okay, we can't use him anymore. Not really focused on the husband because of our client, because she barely talked about him. And it was only till last minute, when we kept digging and digging into that case, we kept thinking, why is she talking so little about him? We had to develop a more close and personal relationship with her, and found out that they've been together even when they were in the Dominican Republic, they've been together for like 30 years. Then finding out that he has medical conditions, that he had like coronary heart disease, and that recently he was admitted he had to get medical treatment in the Dominican Republic. Long story short, I realized we had to shift the strategy from just merely focusing on the kids to the husband, and then at the 11th hour, request all the documents, the medical documents. He suffered a recent heart attack, and just realizing that, yes, your work is never finished. These cases can take years, but sometimes it goes to the last month or the last weeks to try to get the evidence. And I think that it was really satisfying to go through that process and actually have a judge and the government say, hey, your client deserves a visa to stay in this country, get a green card. And it was like, some of these clients, they're difficult to please. They're difficult to work with, but you have to have patience. You have to think outside the box, and you have to really also have a heart to really get the best for them.
Well, it sounds as though you've changed not only this generation's life, but potentially many more to come.
Yes, thank you. It's very rewarding work, but it also can be very devastating work, because you're dealing with people's lives. They're not just them in their personally, but also with often their children who they would have that have been either born in this country or very rooted in this country. Mm-hmm. They have businesses, they have they have a livelihood, and it's you work within the framework of the law to get the best for them.
And obviously, this isn't the only family that you're dealing with, and this comes across your desk, frequently. And by the way, just so everyone knows, this is the Lawyers Who Care video show podcast. Today, my guest is Andrew Wu. Andrew's practice, which focuses on immigration law, is located in Philadelphia. Andrew, so that people can get in touch with you, can you share with us some of your social media or any other contact information that you'd like to share?
Of course. So our website is www.thewulawfirm, Wu spelled W-U, thewulawfirm.com. We also have Facebook as well. And you can find me on different platforms, Avo, LinkedIn. We also have an office in New Brunswick, New Jersey as well. So we kind of get good coverage in the Philly area, and close to the New York metro as well.
Wonderful. Everyone, this has been the Lawyers Who Care video show podcast. If you're an attorney or know one that might be appropriate for this, please feel free to reach out to us at 914-666-6600. Number again, 914-666-6600. Again, today, my guest, Andrew Wu. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you very much.